we have the story of Doubting Thomas, and it's not just the story of Doubting Thomas. It's the story of all the disciples were gathered except for Thomas, and they were gathered behind locked doors because they were afraid. Almost every day you read stories about what's happening in our world, and most of the stories aren't very good stories, are they? Stories about what's happening on airlines. Can you imagine getting up enough courage to fly across the ocean to Europe, and halfway across, some belligerent passenger is getting into an argument or a fight with somebody or pounding on the pilot's door, and they have to turn back and go, spare me from that. That isn't going to happen with me, I'll tell you that. But you hear more and more about these incidences where people are punching other people in the face, total strangers. In hockey games, a parent will get out on the ice and punch out the referee. Yesterday in the, who are the Guardians in baseball? Is that the Cleveland Indians?
Yeah.
That's Cleveland Indians?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were in Yankee Stadium, and as they left the field at the end of the game, the fans were throwing garbage on the players as they exited the field. You hear more and more of these kinds of stories, man's inhumanity to man. And there's been articles in the paper now about why is it that you hear more and more about these stories. And there are some theories, and I have a theory too, which you're going to hear about. But some people say it's because of the masks. All right? The masks hide our faces. And they make us more anxious and more afraid. Okay? We don't realize how much we read in a person's face, right? We read acceptance and love and kindness. And when the mask, especially the main part of the facial expression, is covered, people don't know how to read other people. Carol teaches kindergarten, and for half the kids' life, they've been wearing masks or been around people that are wearing masks. You can imagine how difficult that is for a young person to read and to try to understand what is going on with other people. How do they feel about me? A smile, a warm smile of acceptance is what so many of these children are missing. There's other theories that are going around, but my theory is it's based in fear. This whole pandemic thing has made us more afraid. We are not only afraid of the pandemic, the virus, and our impending death or the death of other people who are close to us, but we're afraid of what this is doing to us as a society. We're afraid of the economy. We're afraid of lots of things. And fear will bring out the worst in people. And I believe that's what is happening. Anxiety is fear, isn't it? It's the same thing. Anxiety and fear are the same thing. But what is the word that we use 99% of the time when we're feeling those feelings? Anxious. Anxiety. We don't use the word fear, right? It seems more socially acceptable to say to somebody, you know, I'm suffering from anxiety. Or my spouse is going through some anxiety. Can you imagine going to the doctor and saying, you know, doctor, I'm suffering from some fear. Can you help me? I can't help you. Go somewhere else. Well, I have some anxiety. Oh, anxiety. Oh, I can help you with that. Let me write you up something quick. And if that doesn't work, come back and I can write you up something different. But anxiety and fear are the same thing, aren't they? And it sounds ridiculous to go to your doctor to tell him you're suffering from some fear. And I believe all of us have a greater level of fear than we did 2 years ago. Fear is a spiritual problem, right? It's a spiritual and a psychological problem. It's not a medical problem, right? And if we're treating fear or anxiety medically, it's just a Band-Aid. Okay? It's just a Band-Aid. The disciples were experiencing fear for their lives, and they hid behind locked doors. And Jesus came in and he said, "Peace be with you." And it says again in the gospel a little bit later, and again Jesus said, "Peace be with you." I don't know how many times it says in the Bible, but numerous times Jesus uses the words, "Do not be afraid." That's why we sang the Taizé a little bit earlier. Do not be afraid. Be strong. Know that I am with you, God says, even unto the ends of the earth. This fear that we have is a spiritual problem. And it should be treated in a spiritual way. When I walk into the palliative care unit, that's the first song I sing. I say hi to everybody, and immediately I sing, "Do not be afraid, I am with you. I've called you each by name. Come and follow me, I will lead you home. I love you and you are mine." Powerful message for people. And when we can overcome that fear of dying, then we can say our goodbyes. Then we can be grateful for the life that we've had and give gratitude to one another. This is a message that the world isn't hearing. Fear is killing us. Fear is killing our world. It's killing our infrastructures. It's killing us politically. You want to get people to vote for you, make them afraid, and they will vote for you. Spiritual problem. We know what the answer is. God is with us. Sing that Taizé as many times as you can. Sing it every day. I'm not going to tell you to throw your pillows away, but I think it's probably more powerful to believe that God is with you and God's peace is with you and we have nothing to fear. That's the power in our lives. Amen. Shall those who aren't here, in the steadfast love. We'll sing that through one time. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Lord. Great is thy faithfulness. Go in peace, serve the Lord.